February 1st, what an excellent day this is for combat sports. At 9 a.m., we are going to have the prelims for UFC Fight Night 250. And then at noon Eastern Time is going to be the main card for UFC Fight Night 250, part of Riyadh season in Saudi Arabia. That's why we have such an early start time. But the great news, Israel Adesanya is on the card for the main event. He is the A side of the main event, one of the biggest stars in combat sports history, in UFC history, is fighting for free on ESPN. No pay per view, which is a treat for MMA fans. And then later in the day, we're going to have the WWE Royal Rumble, which always promises plenty of surprises and to be an unpredictable and exciting event of wrestling. And then following that, to cap off this excellent day of combat sports, we are going to have the early fight of the year contender between David Benavidez versus David Morrell, the Battle of the Davids. Who is going to come out on top? This is a really exciting fight. This is going to be on Amazon Prime. Pay-per-view will be $80, which is not ideal. But again, this is going to be fight of the night, fight of the year, I should say, worthy. This is really a fascinating fight here between David Morrell and David Benavidez. The PBC, they kind of have an issue of not having particularly great cards and overly expensive pay-per-views. This is definitely the case. I sometimes not watch Gervonta Davis fight, despite the fact he's the biggest star in the sport, because I'm not a fan of these cards overall. This is kind of why Turkey Al-Sheikh has really been saving boxing with these massive stacked cards, which is at an affordable price and really making it more accessible for fans around the world. He really is doing a good job, attempting to save boxing. So credit to him there, but the PBC is definitely struggling. The $80 pay-per-view is certainly a lot, but it is worth it for what could be the fight of the year between the Davids. Breaking down this fight for you, I think David Benavidez is going to be the victor here. I think this is going to be an easier night's work for him than many are expecting. The odds here are close in terms of betting on DraftKings, but David Benavidez is, the guy to go with in this fight here. He has the speed advantage. He gets off combinations really quickly. I think David Morrell really struggled in his last fight back in August in Los Angeles with counterpunching. I think Benavidez's speed and combinations are going to give Morrell a lot of trouble. I think there's such an experience advantage here for David Benavidez. He is 29-0 as a professional, as David Morrell is just 11-0 as a professional. They're only a year apart, but Benavidez has a lot more experience in the ring. He's faced a lot higher quality of opponents. Caleb Plant comes to mind, Boo Boo Andrade. Those are two really skilled champions. And Benavidez is speed is unbelievable, and he does it all in the ring. He has pretty good defense. I think his defense is the most underrated aspect of his game. The hand speed is incredible. His ability to get off combinations. I know David Morrell has that ability too, he's fast as well, and he may have the power advantage. But David Benavidez is just unbelievable with his speed and his combinations. And, he can, they call him the Mexican Monster for a reason as his nickname. It is because he is a nightmare to deal with in the ring. And he's going to be a lot for David Morrell to handle. This is a massive step up in competition and probably too much too soon for David Morrell. However, he is game. He has gotten under David Benavidez's skin in the buildup of this fight, smiling at him, laughing at him, and you can tell it's really bothering David Benavidez. David Morrell seems pretty comfortable and relaxed, I think. Many people saying that he looks nervous because of the awkward laughing and smiling, but I think he is relaxed. He is ready to go, and he has done a good job of getting under his opponent's skin here. But David Benavidez, I think, is just more experienced. I think he's faster. And I think he's going to be a nightmare for David Morrell to deal with. I think this is too much too soon. I could be wrong. I could look like an idiot come tomorrow night. David Morrell certainly has the ability to make me look foolish. He is a very strong puncher. I think if you can work David Benavidez to the body, it could be you could slow him down, slow down those combinations. Be patient. I think Canelo would have a very successful, night against David Benavidez potentially if Canelo can, execute his game plan in that fight, and that he hasn't slowed down too much. But we're never going to see that fight happen. Benavidez versus Canelo is the fight that boxing fans have wanted to see for a long time. It's the money fight for both Benavidez and Morrell. But Canelo wants nothing to do with David Benavidez. He doesn't want to give him money at all. Want to help him out, give him anything that could benefit his career. He truly hates him. It seems. And Canelo can do whatever he wants at this point. He is the king of the sport, and Benavidez is something he has to deal with. But he's big, too big for Canelo on paper. Even though I would favor Canelo in his prime in that fight. But Benavidez is a huge guy. He was at 168. Now he's at 175. So moving up to cruiserweight if he doesn't get the winner of Benavidez and Bivol. Benavidez has waited a very long time for this opportunity to have a huge fight, and he deserves to have a massive fight. He is one of the most skilled fighters in boxing, one of the most skilled boxers in the sport, and he is very underrated and underappreciated, and he is on the verge of breaking through at just 28 years old. He has the ability to be one of the major faces of the sport. With Canelo Alvarez's career winding down. Gervonta Davis and the PBC, Davis really hasn't had, a whole lot of quality of competition so far at this point in his career. Things could change there. But, at this point, I think David Benavidez is on the verge of superstardom. I think people who tune in to watch David Benavidez versus David Morrell are going to be really impressed with David Benavidez in this fight. Yeah, I think this is going to be the toughest fight of his career. But, I think David Benavidez at the end of the day will get the job done. So let me know what you think of Benavidez versus Morrell in the comments below, who you think the winner will be. And let me know what other fights this year you think could be Fight of the Year candidates. And yeah, please like and subscribe to the Interim Title Show and follow us on Instagram at Interim Title Show. Thank you all for watching.